I thank the universal truth and the absolute laws of nature for guiding me, protecting me, and giving me the strength to endure the imperfect. I shall attack with vigor, making progressive moves. A divine mind knows, a divine mind shows. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. Peace and power to the people of the struggle. Salute, salute, salute. What's good? What's good? Friday. Yes. Friday. Happy Friday. What's going on with everybody out there? Let's prepare for the weekend. Let's make sure that we are utilizing knowledge of self. Let us be aware. There is a lot going on. A lot. Ninth, peace and power, salute. There's a lot going on. The energy is everywhere. Cosmos, everywhere. There are things out of order, and then there are things that are in alignment. Do the knowledge. Do the knowledge. And let's get rid of that notion, belief, or perception that today is any different than any other day. It's Friday the 13th. I don't know how many times my birthday has fell on the 13th. I couldn't tell you how many. Numerous times. February 13th, been on a Friday quite a few times. And yo, those were some of the best days. So, of course, knowledge, understanding, all being born, huh? To the culture of freedom. So that's where we at with it. And today, let's speak on the culture. Let's speak on that, because that's where we're at with it. The culture of fatherhood, the culture of what it means, right? To be a black man and a father. Because we've seen some weird examples of fatherhood this week. And it got us looking crazy in these streets. It got us looking wow. And I didn't want to address this. I didn't want to give it any steam. But I have to. Because I really don't understand it at all. So we've been watching. We've had opinion. Some people have had discussions. People was in club room with rooms. All this stuff has been going on when it comes to this Tory Lanez, Meg Thee Stallion trial and subsequent conviction. And of course, the family was very upset. As I've told people before, I know people want to be supportive of their loved one in that situation, but being in a courtroom, right, during a trial, when somebody is charged with a felony, it is very stressful, very emotional. And even me, I had urged my family not to partake in it, because it is one thing for you yourself to be in that situation and going through it and dealing with the symbolisms in the room and in the space and the energy in that space, right? It is another thing for your family who may have never been in a courtroom to go through that. Now, of course, we know there's been millions of us, decades of us who have family and extended family who've been in and out of courtrooms, whether it's landlord-tenant court, whether it's what you call it, family court. I mean, that's just been casualty of our existence here, right? We've been familiar with the justice system. So some of us can kind of stroll through and brush some of that stuff off. However, others can't. And if you've never been in that situation, if you've never sat in it, it can be very triggering, can be, put you in a space where if you're not well, you can have anxiety and panic attacks. It's just not comfortable. So to watch someone be convicted, that's a whole nother space. And his father, of course, act very, very common. That is a common reaction when you have watched that. So, of course, his expression to me wasn't an emotional outburst. You understand? This was something. This was something that was building. This is a common response. And if we do the homework and the research and really take the time out to go through the search engines and witness that and see that, you'll see it. People who have been convicted and their family members are in that space. Salute, Nick. Thank you for that. Thank you for the green screen. That's common reaction. Now, fast forward to last night, or at least when I were receiving that, right? Salute to me. Salute. Thank you for the green screen. Right? When I was starting to get the DMs of his father's live on IG, first of all, I don't listen to people, especially if it's more than 30 minutes. That's why I'm so appreciative to the tribe and to people who listen to me for more than 30 minutes, an hour and a half. You understand? I don't know of him prior to that trial. Really, I never seen him prior until that outburst. So he's definitely not in the mix or in the mission of my daily struggles. So I don't know this individual. So for people to send it to me, I said, well, damn, these are people in my tribe. So maybe he said something significant. Let me listen. I'm listening. First 20 minutes, nothing. So I'm like, damn, well, what's going on here? All the way through, I listened to the whole live, and I'm like, what was that? What was it? He said nothing. Nothing at all. And I found that weird. Very, very weird. He said shit, nothing. But what was weirder was that we had social media sites and engines covering it, going viral with their coverage of it. And I'm like, hold on, yo. Hold on. What the hell is going on here? And I'm going to build on that, on other things later, but we've had, new information on the child being killed by police running a car off the road. We've had the stabbing, right, of Devona. We've had a lot of things that should be discussed. And trust, I'm going to deal with all of them separately today. You dig? There's some meaty things to discuss. This Santos dude who completely lied and people people are supporting him rather, a lot to be covered. So when I'm watching this, I'm like, hold on. This man said nothing. He didn't talk about any inconsistencies in the case at all. He didn't call out anybody in the industry, in the institution, nothing at all. We don't know how Tory's doing. Nothing. Dude sat there over 40 minutes, and for what? For what? So that's 40 minutes that I'm not getting back. I'm not getting that back. You did? And I'm confused. And this is where I should have listened to the comrade when he said, yo, stop letting people send you shit. Because a lot of people just trying to extract information. And if they want the information, they could come to your live. They can subscribe to you, and then, or they can book assessments. If they're confused and need structure, stop allowing them to send you shit. But it's me. I deal with the tribe in a manner of which they deal with me. I'm very accessible and personable. You understand? So I gave it a shot. A lot of things I don't. But I was literally sitting there stuck. Like, what is this man doing? At this point, he need to sit down somewhere and get off of social media. Because now I can understand certain things that he knew not to say, right? He knew not to speak on any appellate issues, right? He knew not to speak of, things in the trial that they might be able to use. So again, what did he waste people's time for? What? But again, the real shit is these media outlets, these sites are pushing it. I see Shade Room get thousands of views and over 20-something thousand comments on their IG with this shit. As if we don't have more highly intellectually engaging things to cover. Now, as a father, I can understand, right, him being in a space where he wants to protect and do all he can do for his son. But what was that? No, clearly, what was that? We don't know anything more about you, sir. We don't know anything more about the case. The only thing that we do know now and that people are running with is that Tory, you, and his family have forgiven Megan. Like, what? Forgiving her for what? And in saying that, are you asking your supporters to forgive her as well, she gone. She ain't thinking about y'all. She off to the next mission or the next task that her handlers have for her. She ain't thinking about him or you or your family. Hasn't been. Because if she did, it wouldn't have gotten that far. She ain't thinking about your son or you, sir. So your forgiveness is in vain. And we definitely didn't know that. And definitely didn't need to know that. We don't give two damns about her anyway. And keep it honest. Bump her and a horse that she came in on. Simple as that. So as a father, what move was that on the chessboard? What play was that? What play was that? So before you make any other plays, I think you should sit and strategize. Because if you keep coming on social media with a bunch of nothingness, it opens you up. It opens you up to allow people to start scrutinizing and looking at y'all on some buffoon shit and really not having care or concern for your son and your family. So relax with the social media, man. Sit down with them lawyers and get these appellate issues together and get him up out of there. That's what you need to do. That's what you need to do. And that's real talk. Real talk. The next father is Jay Prince Jr.'s father. Again, I have not, because it isn't out yet in its entirety. I'm seeing clips and pieces, right, of Chris Gotti's interview. And again, these are men who, again, are in a position of power to a certain degree. And as far as we know, have been leaders within their family structure. One father already dealing with a convicted felon. So, Mr. Lanez, you need to just rest and come up with a different strategy. Jay Prince Jr.'s dad, this is some other shit entirely. So again, when the megaphone is pushed in front of you, you need to be very sharp with what you say. Salute to my UK massive. Make sure y'all share. Make sure y'all in the pub and everybody in the pub is subscribing. You dig? You got to be real careful when you're Jay Prince Jr.'s dad, because public scrutiny is up here. People are looking at y'all real crazy. So the clip that's being pushed through is a clip of him saying that the video that we have seen and the audio of his son walking over the now deceased but the mortally wounded Takeoff, and with the dismissive attitude, is doctored. And it is actually, the end part of what took place, right? Saying that he actually was going to the bathroom to wash the blood, take off blood off his hands, that he stayed with him for an hour, actually lift him up. This is what he's saying, that his son was not dismissive, that they held him down. Now let me get this right, Dad. We're supposed to look at your son differently because he stayed with him, and that tape, that audio doesn't tell a complete story? Again, when these people come on social media and make statement, that's why they say got the right to remain silent. What happened? Because this man lost his life under y'all care. To have held him down would have meant that nothing would have ever happened to him under y'all watch. That's holding him down. He would be here today if someone under your son's charge would have acted in a manner that was securing a visitor. Don't act like he did something honorable. It should have never happened. That's what we talking about. People safe with me in East New York. People are safe with me in their own hood. If I'm a guest, we're going to do everything and anything to prevent something from happening. The alleged shooter was one of y'all's. That's leadership. That's orders. That's charge. That's discipline. That's a real G shit. Yo, listen. This is how we move. This is what's going on. We got a guess? All right, where we going? How we moving? What bandits is in the area? Are we really rat tight? But it's obvious that y'all not used to moving like that. That's obvious to a duck. That y'all not used to that. That everybody can be boss. Everybody can call a shot. Everybody can act the way they want to act. Where was the leadership? Especially amongst those who was holding that thing, who got them hammers on them. They supposed to be of the most discipline. So again, social media got these fathers looking crazy in these streets. Get up off this shit, making these statements as if you're right and exact. The audio is representative of what happened. It's a representation of it. He shouldn't have had to do that. Everyone should have known and been on point. So where we going at? Where we going at? What are we saying? As a father, the best way you can protect your son, since you wasn't there, is to use whatever power and influence that you have to make sure that the truth is told and that there is correction, right? That there is sympathy and acknowledgement of the disorder that caused this man death. There's a responsibility piece with that. Stay off of social media. Just fall back and be quiet. You're not right. And our last father of the week, I think I spoke of him yesterday, Mr. Robinson. All right? We already know what's going on, Abdul. We've seen the video. You ratting on 2 sons. 2 sons. Malaikum assalam wa rahmatullah Hussein. 2. Not 1. 2 sons. The father, who was so ingrained in the street that you brought your children, your men, your namesakes up in it. And we sitting here watching you tell on your sons. That's right, Mahogany, father of the week. Giving it up. So now, what are these men showing the world when it comes to fatherhood, when it comes from us? We're watching one say absolutely nothing. We're watching another say too much. And we're watching the third send 2 boys to prison for the rest of their life. So you gave them life and you're taking their life. What is that saying? And of course, it's being covered, widely covered on social media. Not by the Euros. This is blacks. This is our hands, brown hands, controlling this. Showing the world. Look at them. Look at the fathers. Look at the fathers of black boys. Look at how they can't protect them. What are the young boys looking at? What is the message that we are sending to our black boys and teenagers? What is the direction that we can push them in when that's all they're seeing? Yeah, black fathers is looking real crazy in these streets. Real crazy in these streets. So I'm asking, what's the counter narrative? How do we push fathers who are actually doing their thing? From stay-at-home dads to busy dads to fathers who are pushing the envelope in their home, in their communities, who are there hugging their children all day and every night, who are making sure that they're not involved in the street garbage that has become the norm. How do these fathers get pushed through? Where's the highlight of them on social media? If we don't do it by our hands and our voice, it's not going to be done. It ain't. So it's up to y'all. Start pushing content and ignoring the garbage. Not quick to get on that send button and send garbage. And that's what we all eating. We're eating intellectual garbage. Come on, y'all. We gotta do better. I know his fathers doing better. Many fathers doing better. You dig? If I believe in y'all, y'all got to believe in y'all too. Understand? So salute. I'll definitely be back. Much appreciated for the green screens. My moderators, keep going. We ain't hit that 8,000 yet, but it's Friday. I'm trying to get to 10,000. Like, come on, yo. Come on. We have to. It's on us to change the imagery and the actual facts that there are fathers who are woke, who are conscious and aware and manifesting that. Not this raggedy shit that we looking at here, man. Again, don't believe in me, believe in my belief in you. Salute, peace, and power. Oh, we're going to get busy all day today. There's a lot of shit that need to be discussed and some clarity and plan of action.